Um, Hello, Professor. So this is the third part, and I'm going to introduce the code for the API server side. So basically, we have it in home MMDB CIOT software, and we have it inside the CIOT PTH tomato plant data receiver. Okay, so now let me just explain very fast. So for the tomato plant data receiver, we have only one file that is taking care of everything. It's not because we cannot have more files, it's just because one is more than enough for handling this whole data transfer. So basically in here we have our file called receive compressed file, and we are starting our connection from the API server, and we are allowing it to bind this with the connection from outside. So we need to tell it which server are we using and which port are we using. Okay, so over here we start waiting for a connection. We start waiting for a new incoming connection that will come from the tomato plant, and then we create the socket, and we start to verify the data. So again, we bring the, after we have accepted the connection, basically we will be checking if the password is okay or is not okay, and if it is okay, it will just send the okay sign, which will inform the tomato plant system to keep going and sending the data. So after that, over here in this part, we are just receiving the data from the file, not the file itself. We are just receiving the camera name, the date, the name, and we are receiving how big is the file, just to make sure that we are not receiving more than enough, or that we are not waiting for fake data. Okay, so after we have received all of this information, we are gonna open the output file, which means the file where we want to store the data, and we are gonna start making sure that the connection is ready. So this code over here is just making sure that the connection is ready to read. And so it will check, and if after 65 seconds the connection is not ready, it will close the connection by itself. If it is ready to continue within these 65 seconds, then it will just go to the next parts. So again, so if it is ready, it will come here, and then we are gonna be receiving the chunks in bytes, the chunks in of 20,000 bytes. Again, this has to match with the tomato plant, but as long as the two numbers are the same, it should be totally fine. And as long as the velocity of the internet allow it, it should be okay, any number. But again, it has to be confirmed that the connection of the internet is good enough for each number. Okay, so after we have received this chunk, we will go immediately to write it into the file that we have created, and we will be sending one acknowledgement to the tomato plant after we receive each chunk. It's not after we receive the whole file, it's after we have received all the chunks. After we have received one chunk, we send an acknowledgement. After we receive the next chunk, we send an acknowledgement, just to make sure that the two sides are constantly communicating, to make sure that they are sending the data when each side is ready to receive the data. And afterwards, we just close the connection and we keep waiting for a new connection to happen and to be executed by the tomato plant system. Okay, so now just let me show you again. Basically, this is the place where we are gonna store the data, which is basically in the large API server. So let me just open the large space, and then we go to tomato videos and tomato camera, and we can see that there are many dates over here, and we can open it and then do it. Okay, and now here we are, and as you can see, the latest date is May 7, and we can see all of the videos that have been recorded during this day. And we have the latest video received was the one of 7:47. Again, just keep in mind that we have a delay of 4 minutes, so actually the it means that right now is 7:51, since we are sending the data with 4 minutes delay. And you can see that we are constantly receiving the new videos. So basically that's it for the tomato side. And yes, so if you have any question, just let me know. Thank you very much.